Hi, my name is Candy Walsh. I am your host facilitator today. As you know, your board takes turns to do this. Lucky us. Um, we appreciate you being here and your participation in the village. So, good on you. As you've noticed, Fran and her word is,
Why are they putting that on there?
she says she is back in the school. So, thank you. And a reminder, if you don't register, we can't expect you to be here and we won't know when you aren't here. But register and Fran won't have to write your name out and ask you how to spell it. um, please silence your cell phones, which I will do mine.
Just remind us, I have to turn back on.
Your job. All right. Now, hybrid participants, unless speaking, please mute and use chat for comments and questions. Now, just to let you know, Kathy Barrington back here has a mic, and there's a mic in the back, and she will come. Oh, you've got a mic, Mike? Oh no, you're the other mic. When you have a question, she will come to you with the mic so that it amplifies it and we can all hear it. And you're welcome to ask questions during the presentation. He's so well connected with his presentation, he's not going to go off course, right? A personal note. Most of us have experienced an encounter either in person or on the phone where we felt we've really clicked with someone. You know what I'm talking about? Yep. Well, that happened when I called Greg to invite him to speak. As co-founder of our village, I've had years learning about aging in place. So I was delighted to have a very meaningful conversation with Greg about the future of aging in place. So he knows a lot about now and what's coming. So let me tell you about Greg, if you haven't already read it, because we've done a lot of. He's the owner of SYNERGY HomeCare, with over 20 years of corporate experience and a personal connection to the importance of home care. Greg brings a deep commitment to delivering compassionate, high-quality support to individuals and families. He and his wife, Wen, a dedicated healthcare professional, lead a team of compassionate caregivers that offers personalized, non-medical care tailored to each client's unique needs. And what are those needs? A whole bunch. There's even more information up front. Before you leave, I'd like you to take it with you. Greg will share how SYNERGY HomeCare is helping people live with dignity, comfort, and independence right in the comfort of their own homes, which is what we want to do, is age in place. Please help me welcome Greg Enrique.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Candy. And as she was showing, there's little pamphlets and brochures. This is right here on a little table. So if you didn't get one when you came in, they're here for you to pick up. It has a little more information, and I'll be sharing it with you today. And I have a little content here that's going to kind of go through.
Oh, just give me ready. I'll get it up there when you're ready. I didn't know if you want to give it.
Oh, I'm always ready. I'll speak up into the mic too, as a little bit. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me a little bit better.
Get it up there for you.
Okay. And I appreciate you again having me here to help present to yourselves today. So we are SYNERGY HomeCare, and we have just become acquainted with yourselves. We do have clients that have residences here, and so I'm actually born and raised in San Diego. Love the area, and I became accustomed to your specific village through different clients that we service in the area, in the neighborhood. And so we participated in the health fair that was here just about a month ago. It was a great success. Loved it. Thank you for many of you who came to visit us. My Okay, let me go back to the start. Shall I do it, Mark?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to go backwards. So you peeked ahead to where I'm going to go. But I'm going to start with home care. Okay, so I'm going to share with you what home care is so you can understand about it. Mm-hmm.
You need to get rid of that thing in the screen, so.
Can you turn up the volume of the mic too, or you need?
I could only go forward and back.
If we're gonna.
That's gonna,
I'll talk louder. How about that? Yeah,
that's gonna be.
I want everyone to hear me in the back.
Bear with me. Oh, boy, I messed you up. Hold on a second.
We are.
Yeah,
Okay.
make some, like, hand shapes, bird shapes and stuff.
Balloon animals,
Yeah,
things. Okay, well, I'll put a plug for something that's gonna come up, right? Bunko night. I hear Bunko's popular. So we're gonna participate in a Bunko night here in mid-July. I think Cassandra's gonna send out some information on when that exactly is. So we'd love to see you there as well. It's been a success to help fundraise for the village, and we'll participate and look to be involved at that time as well.
Yay. Okay.
Now we're good, and now I'll speak up. Okay, home care. I'll talk to you today about home care and how Synergy helps provide support with it. So home care itself, let me go into it. All right, so what is home care? Many of you are experienced or have had involvement with home care, maybe not even knowing it. But for us, we provide non-medical skilled caregivers to the homes of individuals who have the need for that kind of support. And our caregivers, or any caregivers in home care, provide assistance with daily living activities, ADLs, an acronym. It's very important to understand that because that's how care is kind of defined in terms of daily living activities. Getting around, being mobile, it could be companionship, it could be daily medication reminders, transportation, it could be meal preparation, it could be support for personal care items, like if there's incontinence, changing bedding, doing laundry, even anything around the house we help provide support in so that you can enjoy time in the comfort of your own home. So that's home care itself. And it's slightly different from home health. Home health is medical, doctors, nurses, physical therapists. Those specialists come and are an important part of the care as well. And we supplement that. So after they've come, they've done their checks, we stay behind and are able to provide continued comfort, making sure you're able to have the meals, doing light housekeeping, etc. Okay, so we work together with your doctors and nurses. We don't replace them. So in the bigger picture, right, the home care increases. There is many people growing older in age as a basic part, and it's wonderful, healthier. They're living healthier and fuller lives. And there's about 10,000 people every day that are reaching that age of 65. So it's growing significantly. And by 2030, just around the corner, 70 million Americans, right? That's about 1/4 of America is going to be, 65 or older. That is enormous, enormous numbers. And I've got to commend the Tierrasana Village for what you're doing within your community. And I think it's going to set actually a good example for other communities who want to implement similar things as yourselves. You've got some magic people here working some wonderful things in your leadership, and we really applaud them and the effort, and most importantly, the community, yourselves, for being part of it as well. So the whole essence of your village is to help age in place. To no surprise, most everybody wants to be at the home. They don't want to be in a facility or a hospital. You can go there to take care of things that cannot be done at home. But the most common question is, when can I go home? When can I get out, go to the comfort of my own house? I can see my plants, my photos, my comfortable bed, everything in your own home. So that's an important part of how Synergy Home Care helps provide support so you can maintain that independence at home. So Synergy Home Care, this is us, the company. So as a company, it's 25 years old, 26 now, right? 1999. And we have over 500 offices, about 520 offices across the US. So every so often you might see some commercials promoting us on online or on TV. It's because of the large size of us. The essence of what we do is that belief is the same as the village. It's a shared belief, a shared vision. People are happiest when they live at home. So how do we help provide support so people can maintain a fuller life at home? And while primarily the care we provide is to seniors, we provide support to anybody who needs it. Physical disabilities and mental disabilities. We even have a couple child care support here in the village as well. Okay, so we have the full breadth of support. If you have the need, we have the caregivers that can provide that capability. And before I go into the specific services we do, I'll reiterate something that Candy mentioned earlier on. If you have questions, it's okay to ask when you have them, anytime, okay? And we already have one. You have a question? I have Mike has the mic, so it might.
Press and hold the button. There you go.
As you're talking about being able to stay home and the wonderful services provided, I'd like to know how the providers are trained or vetted, how the people that come into your home are prepared.
The most important part, right? Making sure you're comfortable with the people coming in to provide care. So I'll start with us recruiting the individuals, the caregivers. Out of every 100 caregivers that apply, we probably hire about 5 or 6. We go through a vetting process that starts with compassion. Many people come to us at different stages in life. Some are continuing to be doctors and are working with us up front as they're trying to learning some experiences in that profession. Several of them have actually worked a full life and have actually now want to retire, but just have little extra hours of work as well. So they come with us with different skill sets, but the most important thing when we recruit is to have a compassionate caregiver. That's where it has to start. The one who wants to help serve others, be part of something bigger than themselves. Starting with that, we then go through training. They can specialize in different parts: memory loss, physical disabilities, cancer care, other areas, children even, sometimes we have that specialty as well. So we get training in that area. Along that journey, things that we do as well is when we hire them, they're all regular employees. They're not providers, they're not outsourced. They're W-2 employees, and so they're directly reporting in myself. They also are background checked, fingerprinted, bonded, and insured. So we got the whole thing to make sure we're covered, and that if anything were to, basically we're making sure that we're getting the most appropriate people in place to provide that connection and ongoing compatibility with the people that are providing the support to. Okay, that's the first part. Actually, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth part. But the sixth part, the most important part, right? When we connect with yourselves and you're asking for a service, we'll do a home care assessment. It's complimentary. So if you want to talk to us about what we can do for yourself, you let me know and we come out to your home, we talk to you. Find out more about your needs, what your likes are, and find out about you. And because I know the caregivers, I will look to match ones that have good connections with yourself. So compatibility is a big connection point. I want to be sure you're connecting with the individual, that you understand and have a relatability. The caregiver is connecting with you and you with the caregiver. Okay, so that's an important part, and I check up after to make sure that's going on as well. Okay, a lot of effort to make sure you get the right person, because all people have different personalities, and we want to make sure you have the right one. Okay. Yes. Brenda, good to have you back too, by the way.
Do you pay your employees for vacation or for benefits or anything like that?
Well, the employees, yes.
Or is-
You want a job? We're hiring.
No, I happen to have known an agency that did that. You know, you worked so many months and then you got a couple days off with pay but the big thing is benefits.
Yes. Well, for the
You
regular
give your
employees.
benefits.
For regular employees, yes.
Yeah, that's the biggie here.
Yes.
So, okay, good.
I want to be sure one of the most important things for my wife and I, my wife wins up here in the front as well, is that we recognize the importance of the caregivers. And that comes in various different ways. It's telling them they had a great job. It's providing monetary rewards, caregiver of the month kind of thing as well. There's a lot of challenges sometimes that go into caregiving. It's emotional, right? It can be very stressful, but it's the most rewarding type of work there is. None better than caring for others when they need care the most. The caregivers that are in those kinds of positions, I want to reinforce and let them know how much we appreciate them, hoping that that pays forward and they're in turn providing that same appreciation towards the clients and people we service. Okay, so caregivers are really important.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you. So there's various types of services we provide, right? From specialized care, which specialized care could be cancer care. It could be physical disabilities, anything that falls in a unique area. And senior care is the most common type, involved with companionship as well. Again, a lot of different things that fall under the umbrella. There's a little brochure up front. Please pick up one on the way out that says a whole bunch of different things. If you say senior care, what does it include? Medicine reminders. I have things in there. It could be simple as picking up, cleaning up, organizing, folding laundry, cleaning the bathrooms. There's a lot of things that go into helping make your life easier. That's the important part. What is it that will help your life be easier? That's what we're trying to provide care for. Memory care, that's memory loss. There are caregivers receive special training around that to understand how to engage and work with people who are experiencing different levels of memory loss. Hospital to home. You've gone in for a procedure. You need to come back now. Well, we'll have a caregiver can go pick you up from the hospital, bring you back, make sure you're set up with your arrangements there. A whole list of things that we can go on and partner with your doctor about how that care is provided. I love a veteran. If any veterans, I have a warm spot for veterans, so both my parents are vets, and anytime we can provide veteran care, I'm really closely connected with that. I try to also connect caregivers who have served with our veterans as well. There's an extra special connection when that happens, and I do my best to actually make that connection with them as well. Respite care. So you may know or have family members that come in and provide care to you or someone you love. That is very important. That's the best care you can get from ones who love you in your own family. Sometimes it may be too much or they may need a little break themselves. If that be the case, we're able to come into the home and allow your family member to go take that business trip, other commitment they have while we provide the care. They can get recharged, and when they come back, they're new, fresh, and they're refurbished. They're all set again to provide that care. So that's called respite care, where the primary caregiver that's there for you can take a little break while we are able to provide support. Okay? That's the basic of services. A lot of fun stuff. And by the way, that also includes transportation. I got that asked a lot, and we do provide transportation. But I'll mention as well with services, whether it's the daytime or nighttime or weekend, it's all the same for us. Whether it's one service or 10 services or 50 services, it's also the same. We don't change rates based upon what changes happen in life. We'll be a part of that continuity of care. So we continue to provide support to whatever stage you're at. And I say that because everybody can use a caregiver. You don't need to be at a certain stage before you get it. So whenever it's comfortable, And providing that comfort level is the most important thing to us. So, compassion. That's what I mentioned, how we start off in hiring caregivers. It's a foundation for what we believe in the company itself. And by providing that personalized, specifically to yourself, non-medical care, helps us give you the independence and well-being you need to live. And I should add at the very end, the same thing that Tierra Center Village says, in the comfort of your own home. Okay, that's what we're doing here. So thanks to my wife who helps guide us. That's the gist of Synergy Home Care. So I'll pause again. Any questions from yourselves? I'd be happy to take now or later. Again, we have some brochures you can pick up anytime.
Yeah, I know you don't do medical or physical therapy, but as far as like post-surgery, I'm sure you work with post-surgery patients.
Absolutely.
Now,
Yes.
would you depending on the surgery, like if it's a back surgery or a knee surgery, would you specialize your worker to that surgery where they would know a little bit or?
There are what goes into different types of slings, like if you need a carrying, sometimes if you need to move or part of mobility, I'll have caregivers that know that equipment, but there's special things around that or how to do certain wraps. If you do physical therapy, our caregiver will listen and learn how that is, and we'll be able to do that with the individual, even while the PT person, physical therapist, is not there. We can continue and provide support. Okay. Did you have a question as well?
Are you also based in Palm Desert?
There will be a synergy that can support somebody in Palm Desert, I'm pretty sure. You tell me the zip code and I'll tell you the office that supports that one.
92211.
Okay. But it's not on my paper here. But I will be with you and I'll tell you which office and I'll give you their phone number for Palm Desert. Okay. But that's an important part. So again, Synergy has, again, over 500 offices across the US. So even if you start care, someone starts care here, goes on a trip, and that we have another office that provides support to them in the location that they're at. And many times, or oftentimes, we have loved ones who are helping contribute to cover the cost of care that are not in the location of where the care is at, but want to know and have updates. So we have a system that's, again, online. I love the technology that Mark has helped set up with you. So great technology. The technology is also part of us. So when we have AEDLs, daily living activity, that are required, our caregiver will note down, yes, we went for a walk. Yes, we took a bath today. Yes, we did medicine. And all those kinds of ADLs for the individual are noted in the care, on the care visit that day. The loved one who lives in a different city or state can see that, can see what time the caregiver arrived, can see what kind of elements were done that day. They don't need to call me. They always can if they want, but everyone is able to see who is allowed, who has that authorization to see. Okay, increased comfort of peace of mind for, again, loved ones who are really keen on caring for those that need it. I'll get to you. You'll be next.
Just wondering, do you have a minimum number of hours a week?
That's also a good question. So I will say no, there's not a minimum. We like to request a certain number of hours per shift, but we'll say like 2 hours per shift. So if you have 2 hours once a month, that's okay. Okay, there's not a minimum. Many of the other ones do. And let me take an opportunity to mention this, because if you've reached out to other home care agencies, they'll typically request, I need 20 hours a week. I need 4 hours a shift. So ours, again, is just 2 hours. We'll work with whatever time you need. How about that? That's one main thing. Another important thing. This is a really differentiator for Synergy Home Care. There's not a contract. There's just a service agreement. So you know how much the costs are and what we do when we provide that support. But because there's no contract, it means you can stop service anytime you need. Okay. You can say, I'm going to start, I'll say 4 hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's 12 hours a week. You're guessing because you're not sure. So we start a week, we go to week 2, week 3, you go, well, this is great. I like to add in another couple of days. We just add a couple more days at that time. Or my family who's been with me, giving me care those other days is not here. because they're going on a weekend trip. So on that weekend, can you have a couple of caregivers in? Yes, we'll increase services that time. And the hours are paid, a willing charge for the hours worked. And that's all. And conversely, 12 hours a week, but you've recuperated. You're backing yourself again. You don't need 12. Now you just need 2 days a week. So we just remove 1 day or just a one-time visit because you have family now in and you don't need to care a certain day. So the flexibility of no contract means the hours of work will adjust with what your need is.
People stay overnight?
There's 24 hours. So it could be, we've had some 24-hour client works, but we'll work with the hours you need care the most because there's a balance also with that about the cost benefit for someone there. If someone's really need 24-hour care, we'll have someone there. And when they're there, they're awake the whole time. When they're making or cooking the light meal, they're not cooking it for themselves. It's only for the one that's being serviced. So you don't need to worry about that. There's no tips, no tipping, no gifting. Okay, that's clear to the caregivers, and I'll make it reiterate to the people providing services. None of that. There's no charge extra for credit card use. It is the flat fee, and just so you know, it's a $40 an hour. Okay, $42 an hour is what we're looking.
Is that even like daily service?
The daily service.
Well, you have one person that works 24 hours or two?
In order to make it easier and cost efficient, for a 24-hour shift, I would have 3 different caregivers.
And is the price of a 24-hour shift the same as 4 hours?
Yes, per hour.
And do you get the same caregiver if you only do 4 hours?
I want to get the same caregiver as often as possible. So you would get the same caregiver throughout the shifts. Yes. And if they're working more than 8 hours, by California, I have to pay time and a half. So to avoid the extra charges for that, because I need to pass on, I break the shift up so I can have different caregivers to keep the costs low. But if you have a caregiver you love, really get along with, we'll do what we can to provide them, of course, consistently. But anytime you have someone in your life that gives you the care you love and need, keep them. They're gold, right? Always is. The most important thing is you get the best care you can. And we're part of that extended team, part of that family. So if there's an emergency and you say, Greg, we got to take so-and-so to the hospital. Can you help out? I send a blast to my caregivers immediately right now. Let's kind of go something in place. Okay, so we're part of that team, that reach out team. I'm ready.
I missed, did you say how much you charge us per hour?
$42 an hour.
One question is a little complicated. So their background, no business wants to operate by having people sitting around waiting for business to come in. Try to staff up to what your business is, and when you get new business, then you usually get a new contract and go out and look for somebody. But the problem in caregiving is that you're looking for people who are compassionate and have a lot of special abilities.
Yes.
How do you handle when you get a new client and your caregivers are already busy with their current clients? How do you handle staffing for new clients?
Oh, well, I continually hiring staff. I'm continually hiring staff to have them on standby, right? My goal is to have more staff than clients so that there's never a gap. Whenever I have a client that has a need, I want to be able to staff it. And that does mean I need to take on more caregivers than I have worked for initially. But as the work comes in, they get applied and I hire more caregivers. So I'm constantly hiring. Okay.
I think basically you're probably saying you have caregivers who are part-time and caregivers who might be full-time, or if they're not all full-time, you have enough that you can call them in and they're willing.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Yeah, good job, Kathy.
I see you. Yes.
Okay, I have a number of questions.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. On first.
Okay, did you hear me? Yeah, you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, a number of questions.
42 hours is $42 an hour, no matter how many hours, correct?
I will work with reduced amounts if there's large numbers. So if you're 24 hours, right, a day, that can be quite a lot.
Yeah.
But because we have so much to work with, I will offer the 10% discount to them. Yeah.
Okay, so that's going 20.
Well, that many hours is quite a lot, and to minimize it, right? That's yeah.
Okay, so that's, many people, in our village have been teachers. Many of them have gone, and subscribed to long-term health insurance. After they put down their, whatever their prerequisite is, 3 months, 9 months, whatever, after they pay out of pocket, then the long-term health insurance kicks in.
Yes.
Now, both of us have had many, companies take care of our loved ones. That's also another thing. So it's not like I'm wondering if you, Bill, do we have to pay up front, or do you and get reimbursed, and do you bill for long-term health?
So we work with long-term insurance. And the way it works is that we receive payment from the individual initially.
Mhm.
We then send the billing, every week we send billing out. We send billing, then a copy of it to the insurance carrier.
Okay,
They then reimburse the individual.
okay, that's pretty much how it's been for me too. Okay, now this is really a thorny problem, but I think it comes to the crux of many, home health cares. My husband didn't want to have a home health care person. He was independent. He remained independent until he died. So not on the one side, what do you do to help somebody to where, I mean, he felt like he was giving me the respite, which I needed desperately, as I assumed more responsibilities that used to be both of ours. Now it was all mine, and I tired. So I was thankful. You act like I can go and have lunch with a friend and come back full of life and vigor and ready to go. And that's BS, pardon me, but it is. I did get tired. The respite helped me because they did do the laundry. If I put out the meal that I wanted cooked, they cooked it. They had difficulty entertaining. I don't even want to say entertaining because my husband was a putzer. He would pick up when his mental capacity was going down. He would pick up this and move it to there. And then tomorrow he would take that and move it over here. And he was busy, and I would give advice, maybe if you have so-and-so, Sally, for the lack of a better home health care person, help you do that, but he couldn't. So she sat and watched him move from here to there and that sort of thing. So the other half of this is, how can you convince both people? One is the wife who says, I want to take, and I felt that way too. I want to take care of my husband. This is the only husband I have, and probably the only one I'm going to have in my whole life, because we were married for 56 years. So a long, long time. I don't even remember what it was like before him. Truly, I don't. But there were needs I had, but it came a long ways into this process before I gave into it and said, I need help.
Yeah.
I can't do this alone. And I would think that it takes a lot back over here to really make that really work well. Because by the time I did it, I was exhausted. And not that we had many years of caregivers. I could also give into horror stories. I'm very impressed with all the things you wrote down on that card, because the first caregiver, and Alan can probably testify to this too, I said, would you mind sweeping the floor? Oh, I can't do that. It's not Thursday. I'm not supposed to do that. And so she sat and got paid for sitting on her rear end. That infuriated me.
It should, yeah.
So it's changed a lot since then, and I'm very thankful of that. But I don't know how to get a man that will give up his sense of independence. I'm independent and I can do this myself, which he will try to do till he dies, probably. But how do you balance respite care and a stubborn man who says, I don't want any home health care. I don't need anybody babysitting me. Not that my husband exactly said that, but so what do you have to say about that? I'm sorry, but I have to know the
Going-
question answer.
I have a response to that. Let me try it first. Are you listening, PK?
Oh my God, that's right. Turn on my.
It's on. What you say is, I need time. I need it. This person is going to help me too. So are you denying me what I need? And when you do it that way, they can do it. They will let go, won't they, honey?
You can't do that. Candy, that's actually a very positive, that's a very insightful thing. That is actually true. So many times the individuals who don't want help, and although they're getting help by their spouse, it's draining the spouse. When we come across that, we approach it very similar in that concept. We're there, if we tell the individual who needs the help, we're here to help you. They clam up. I don't need the help. I can do myself, even if they are not able to physically. We have to then approach it in a way that says we're here to help provide support to the loved one, to the spouse, rather than the individual. They need to kind of go do some errands. We need to help them cook. They need some time to focus on their monthly bills. We're going to do the laundry. They need to do this to go pick up the grandchildren from daycare. We're going to help change the bedding, clothing.
Yeah.
It just gradually starts going in that route. So the individual who's receiving the care doesn't think that we're there to provide support to them. Their concept is we're providing support to the spouse, but in reality, we're there to help both. Yes.
Get it a shot.
Always. And Candy, you're spot on. Perfect.
I was being for polite. So, first of all, what's your ratio? Put it this way, most of the caregivers I've experienced are women. But
Yes.
that was fine because I needed it for my wife. Do you have, very often men would be more comfortable with somebody assisting with bathing, dressing, that type of thing. Do you have that in,
That's
and so, are they, from my experience, they're mostly women, but I don't have my experience has been distorted by my wife being the person getting the caregiver.
right. So more and more I'm hearing requests for male caregivers. And our office has actually have hired more male caregivers. So about 10-15% of our caregivers are male. And when we assign a caregiver, the question was, do we have male caregivers? And the answer is yes. And we continue to hire compassionate male caregivers, but we match them when it makes sense. And if it involves changing personal care, the client gets to choose, do you want a male or a female? And I always ask that. Sometimes the wife wants the husband to have a male caregiver. And that's okay. We have male caregivers. Sometimes because the individual is a little bit needs more somebody who has more muscle and strength. That's okay. Whatever the reason is, they get to choose. We have male caregivers. And I also have one more type that's unique. Languages. Cultural compatibility. So we have Vietnamese speaking, we have Chinese speaking, Middle Eastern languages, some European languages, Spanish, of course. I even have one person who knows sign language. So we get that language and cultural compatibility, which gets back to the connection with the individual. Having someone be able to cook meal prep, a food that reminds you of where you grew up or when you had when you were young. Oh, so special. And even somebody who's come to the US who knows is the secondary language, speaks perfect English, but has been here for 60, 70 years plus, at some point reverts back to a language that they're most familiar with. And having a caregiver who can communicate in that language and be sensitive to that culture, it makes a big difference. So that's another important part that we're trying to differentiate and provide care the way that it's desired.
I had two major problems with caregivers. Three maybe. One was I was given for my wife and had them for several years.
Oh.
And the problems were first, there were people who were not compassionate, who were there for the money. And it had to take a while to sort them out and then had to change. The other was that I found many organizations, caregiving companies, hire new people when they get a new contract, and they don't match the person's needs. The caregiver has Alzheimer's, dementia, so forth, and they will send you a caregiver who is basically a babysitter. And the third one I found was language. Supposedly they could communicate in English, but very often they were difficult to understand. That's not with one company, that's with several companies. Those were three reoccurring problems, which caused me to have to go through the exhausting process of changing caregiving companies and caregivers until we finally got some right people. And then these people have lives, just because a caregiver doesn't mean that their life stops. So they have their emergencies, and then you have to get somebody else who doesn't know, who has to learn.
Restart.
So when I was asking the question, it was a broader question to start with, which I've now expanded upon. And I'm kind of doubtful about the caregiving industry, really being able to fulfill that list, starting at compassion, without local ownership that's personally invested in the company, meaning that they are on top of what's happening. And I see a trend toward, I don't know how it works, where local companies just develop a relationship, get big enough, they need the backroom support. So they associate with a national company like Synergy. And from what I've seen, this is just my experience. What I've seen is that they seem to lose some of their local touch controls, and that the company tends to become more bureaucratic, more rule oriented, and that type of thing. And I found that to be a problem working with caregivers. I wonder, and I don't know, every company says they're different to me, and you're telling me Synergy is different. So why should I believe you?
No, it's an important part. It comes back to comfort, right? So I went through similar things when I was finding care for my mom. Yeah. I left corporate life to follow where my heart is, which is caring for others. So as an owner, and my wife, who's in medical for a couple of decades herself, left is also supporting us there. So we, as the owners, want to be sure that every caregiver we provide, I'm comfortable enough to have that individual support me when I'm in need, or my mom. And if my answer is, I'm not so sure, I'm not going to employ them. Okay. If there's any issues. So the good thing is I'm with Tier Son of, you know me now. As an owner of this, you know who to go to have. If you already have a caregiver that you've gone through all the efforts to find and you found somebody, keep them. I'm not asking you to change. Keep them. They're really important. If you don't know, and if you're thinking about it, you have somebody who can actually talk to you more about the things and wants your best interest in mind. Some of my best families I'm working with are here in the village. They're not here at the meeting today, but they are part of the community. They're part of your actually community. So maybe some other words from direct people who we've worked with can provide more direct input as well. But as a vested owner, as one who comes out to the home care assessments, who checks up after the meetings, after the care's been done, to make sure your needs are met. I mean, I wish I had that when I was going through with my mom.
Yeah. Need to.
Okay.
I just want to make one comment. As you mentioned that, my name is Georgia. I live next door to Joanne Reckenbacher. And, yeah. And she is such a sweetheart. And we spent a couple hours out in the backyard last night chatting. And as many of you know, her husband is homebound. And she was planning to come with me today, but she wasn't feeling well because she needs a new hip. But she wanted to come. And she expressed to me how much she enjoys the caregiver that you guys are providing. And she had gotten it through Cassandra. So I just wanted to put that out there because Joanne wanted to come and she wanted to give you support. She is, if anybody wants to talk to her, I think she would love that. So that's an existing Tierra Santa Village member who's using your service. And I've met actually the caregiver is just a sweetheart. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, this is, it's quick, but how do you balance, my experience with my mother, she was quite irritable from dementia and refused. So how do you balance a caregiver's compassion when the patient screams and says, no, don't do not but they need help, but they refuse. How are they trained to insist?
No, it's done, right? This can be a unique one depending upon their state, right? If they're at a stage of dementia where there's different stages, and if they're at the far end of the stage, they need a little bit more assistance than what we can provide. Sometimes it's managed with medication, but embrace each stage. Doesn't go back, it just goes one way. So embrace each stage. We can make stages longer, but enjoy as much as you can. The way to kind of guide them is to redirecting things. If it's a negative one, we don't say no. Don't do that. We don't say that. We find a different way to reinforce the positive. How to do something is more important or helpful. Let's make it part of an easy step. It's talking in easier, slow sentences, letting them know. Yes, I'd be happy to chat more with you about this. And actually, let me just mention as we wrap up here as well too. I'm available to talk about any more questions you may like. Again, my information is here in the front. Once you pick a brochure, you call the office, it comes to me. And again, Greg, the owner, be happy to talk through your questions and come and spend the time you want to go through things as long as possible, okay? I'll find about there as well. So thank you for your time today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Remember Funko.
Oh, that's right. We're going to bunk up. All right. We're going to do committee corner right now. And thank you very much. I appreciate you doing this and giving us all a chance to ask questions. We've all learned a lot. As you all are aware, Cassandra is enjoying some time with her family right now, and she's not here to give her report. I told her that I would do it for her. I had suggested, Mark, that she do a video, but somehow that didn't happen. So I get to read. She wanted me to let everyone know that there's a new supporting partner who is a Medicare specialist, Amanda Huerta. It's in the vibes. If you want to know more about it, if what I tell you, you can check that. She's been in San Diego for 25 years. She's a resident for 4. You're welcome to call her and have your Medicare plans reviewed for free at any time. She also has a website that's in the vibes.
Also on the website.
That's okay. So great. I don't have to go into all of that. Yay. Cassandra also wanted you all to know about the summer speaker series is finalized, but not yet open for registration. But she wanted me to give you a sneak peek. So I'm just going to give you dates and title. Don't worry about it. July 16th, Senior Advisory Council from 2 to 3:30. They're going to happen, I believe, at the TLC. Let me make sure. July 30th, Partner in Aging from 2 to 3:30. August 1st, Steve Wedeking from Wedeking Law from 2 to 3:30. August 6th, Amanda Huerta, Benefits Consulting from 2 to 3:30. August 25th, Edward Jones and Partner in Aging, 2 to 3:30. And let's see. All present, yes. No, it's going to be held at the Terrasana Seventh-day Adventist Church.
In this room.
Right. So when it's time, we'll go online and be able to register. Then she also has Terrasana Game Night on here. Terrasana Seniors, you're invited July 14th. Mark your calendars for Bunko Game Night from 6 to 8 p.m.
And Synergy is co-sponsoring that.
That's right. And thank you very much for doing that. Cost is $5 per player. It's going to be open to the public. And I don't know if that's up online yet, but we'll find out. All right, next. Care and Wellness, Bradlin.
This age, you start getting creaky. Okay, I have a few announcements as usual. So, first of all, we have 2 support groups starting this month. Jean Kerr is starting a hearing loss support group for those of you who signed up for, when we had a survey, you asked to have one of these. So if you haven't signed up and you still want to go, then call Jean Kerr. It's in the directory. Fran is starting a caregivers group if there is a necessary component of that. Right now, there's so few caregivers who want advice that she kind of does that individually, and we've kind of put that off as she was sick. So anyway, Marilyn is in charge of the grief group. We're going to have a grief group meeting in June, which is the same, July. Oh, I thought you said June. Okay, July. And we're finalizing the plans for that. I'm going to start a group, if you're interested in it, called Chronic Pain. And so if you're interested in it, then let me know that, because we didn't put that in the, and Sally is going to join. Oh, well, I thought we were both doing it. Oh, anyway, so if there is enough interest in it, then we'll start one soon. So on to grief, caregivers, hearing, and chronic pain. In September, October, we're going to probably have a peer-to-peer group on sleep, because it seems like more and more people are, except Marilyn. There's about 3 of you who don't have sleep problems in the whole village. And Ann is one, and Marilyn is another. They put their head down, they go to sleep, they stay asleep the whole night. I couldn't believe that, because I haven't had that experience for so long, I don't even know what it feels like. Anyway, we're going to have a peer-to-peer on that in probably September, October. And more of you, when I did ask, not too long ago, what it is you want to know about, and everybody said, I want to know how much my stuff is worth, and I want to get rid of my stuff. So we're going to have a brigade of declutterers starting in September, the end of September, after all of us have mellowed into the fall, because I've been reading up on this, and man, do I have ways of approaching this. So we may have a buddy system set up. I don't know, but we're going to be the best declutterers by the end of the year. Okay, so the last, and by the way, thank you for answering those questions, because number one, I want you to know it is really important if you have somebody who has dementia that you're taking care of. It's important to have the same caregiver, because they do connect with that person and they become friends. And so the as they're going down, to have consistency in their life is really important. So I commend you on that. That's really important. And as Candy was saying, I did, I'm sure, go along with a caregiver because I said I needed a caregiver because I needed respite. And it was, he really loved me, so he did that. But I would like to find the other side, just like the men in our group here. They can play golf. They can go to Romeo. I would like to see more male activities so that they have some friend groups that they can depend on. Anyway, so in terms of caregiving, I think that's more of the socialization of men than it is to do anything to do with the caregivers thing. Okay, my last thing, believe it or not, my last thing. I took you know what this is? You should know what this is. This is a 2-timer, because I've done mine twice now. Art and I had, before he died, this was the second attempt. If you look at the old pages, that was 1999, and the other one is 2023. I looked at this because I heard at AIS, I go to AIS. They were saying there's a big problem. The big problem is that their state, the directives in their state of planning says one thing, and then they go into the hospital and they have conflict between what this says, and you all should know what this form is by now. This is the pulse, and there's a conflict. So they don't know what to do. Do we follow this or do we follow that? Now, I reread this because it does say about resuscitation, about feeding tubes, and all of those things. But really what it says is, I give you permission, dear, to make my decisions for me about blah, 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 blah. And I don't want to have an extended life. But it, to me, reading it, was so undefined that I want you to know that there is going to be a conflict, because unless you have your desires very specific and you have a doctor who's going to go in and his job is to take care of you, you're going to have problems. If you don't care, it doesn't make any difference. But if you do care about extended treatment and so forth, then you better look at this. And if you don't have one of these, go to the web, polst.org, and you can get your own very own copy. Have it printed on pink. I don't know why they want pink, but they want pink. And this has to be signed by the doctor. And they even say on the Pulse thing, and when you go to the website, download it on your phone so you will have it with you at all times. And therefore, there is no conflict. And that's all I have to say for today.
We are a wealth of information, aren't we? The lighthearted side, we have the social committee, Georgia Sparkman, Sue Christian, and Diana Keys. Come on down.
Oh, I was unable to attend the taco party, so Diana will go and explain how successful it was.
Well, I think practically everybody here was at the taco party because it was we had about 70 people. So it was wonderful. It was a wonderful party. We are going to have a debriefing meeting this Friday. So if some of you have some concerns, and actually I think we have heard some things that we may want to think about for next year. But if you have some thoughts about the taco party, not enough margaritas. I think we can have plenty of margaritas. But if you have some suggestions or whatever, we are going to have a debrief meeting on Friday, so you could let any of us know. I'm not sure who's going to that debrief meeting, but raise your hand if you're going to the debrief meeting, and if you'd like to share something with any of those folks, we'll share it at the debrief.
Okay.
But the taco party was a great success. And Linda, thank you, Linda Reese and Linda Bird.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful party. Yeah, it was great.
And the weather was perfect.
And the jokes were good. No, the jokes were.
Thanks. Okay, so, yeah, yeah. So the next thing coming up is, we started this small like walking group, and Jenny works on that or goes to that. The next one, and okay. And it's at Lake Murray on Friday, June 6th, and you can sign up on the calendar.
Lake Miramar.
Oh, Lake Miramar. I'm sorry, that's what it says. And then following that is our big monthly event, which is Cornhole and Pizza. It's going to be on June 20th. So, and you can sign up now for registration. It's $12. It starts at 4. We'll start playing cornhole. Mr. Gutter over there is the chief cornhole aficionado or whatever. So, so that's what we're doing
And the past winner is sitting right there.
Oh, you're right.
HT.
Okay. And the other thing that also is coming out for the summer is the concerts in the park. Did you want to talk about that or? And we're sponsoring June 28th and July 26th. Anything else?
I really don't know. I don't remember who.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, do you know who is playing on those 2 dates?
Oh, right here.
I don't have my glasses on.
Okay. Okay. On June 28th. On June 28th is a tribute to the Eagles. And the 26th is the 3-car garage, which is 70s. But just real quick, I'm interested in some of these other ones too. They're actually starting early this year. So the first one's going to be on June 14th, and that's a variety of music. And then the 21st is a Taylor Swift, who I particularly like. And then the 28th is when we will have a group sponsoring it. July 12th is the 90s. July 19th is the Beatles. And then the July 26th is 3-car garage.
They all sound good,
Yeah.
but
She has a question.
I got a question. What do you mean by sponsoring?
we're just gonna all try and sit together in a group
On the 28th.
and wear your t-shirts so that we know each other. And it starts at 6, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Mhm.
My husband is going to tell me. He was the founder of How It's in.
Oh, did you hear her say that? Dick was the founder of Concerts in the Park.
We need a
Thank you, Dick.
You have anything else?
Yeah, I want you to just keep in mind that in July, mark your calendars, save the date, July the 11th is happy hour bingo. And I don't know about everybody else, but July has fundraiser bunko and happy hour bingo. So, there's 2 different things happening in July. Bunko and for the fundraiser, right? Who's doing, when is that?
Sandra's doing,
Cassandra.
she's organizing the bunko
Bunko.
with Synergy.
Oh, and that's July. Okay. The 14th of July.
Yeah.
The 11th of July is bingo.
We're gonna be gamed out.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm not done. Oh, I'm sorry. Just to keep everyone active and happy, I want to remind the men, Romeo is June 12th at 11:30, and Lunch Bunch is June 17th at 11:30 at, both of them are the same place, Mojo's,
Domo. Domo.
Joe Mo.
Domo.
All right. And then we will have happy hour third Thursday on the 19th of June from 4 to 4:30. We kind of thought maybe we should start a little later, but then if you get to be too late, you don't get to have the happy hour prices. So I don't think we'll get bored this
And
month.
bottling cake.
And what?
Is it bottling cake?
Bottling
Cake and
cake.
bottle, whichever it is.
Yes.
Cake and bottle.
And if you buy, how does that work, Gunner? Oh, you
okay.
know how to.
Yeah. Now, on Thursdays at Keg and Bottle, unless it's changed, they have a no corkage fee. So you can buy a bottle of wine from their store for their retail price and share it with your friends at the table.
$15.
Oh, I didn't realize. Did you buy a bottle cheaper than 15, Gunner?
You can. But they charge you 15, but their glasses of wine are 7 or 8, so it's a good saving. Buy a bottle.
Yeah. So that's what we did last time. It was very fun. I think we had 4 bottles.
Keg and Bottle is a really nice place to have in Terrasana. I'm really happy about it. And I've got a group that I'm taking up there on Wednesday, first time. I can't wait for them to see. Maybe I'm naive, but looking at all those bottles and that cigar, what is that place called? Humidifor or whatever. Humidor. And then a walk-in beer. I mean, it's like, wow. I was impressed. I took my grandkids to look at it. Look, don't want to be in here in an earthquake.
I don't think one of those bottles fell down during the earthquake.
Did not?
I don't think so.
Oh. Moving on. Membership, volunteers, fundraiser. Marilyn, you're on.
Well, I do wear 3 hats: membership, fundraising, and volunteers. So I have a few announcements, and we have the Volunteer of the Month award also. So I'll start with fundraising. During the month of May, we had our craft fair at the Terrasana Terra Fest, and we raised $600 at our craft fair booth. And I want to thank everyone who came and worked at the booth. We had 20 some people working at shifts throughout. And I also want to thank the 20 to 30 people who donated things to the booth. We had artwork, we had photos, we had crocheted and knitted items, quilts, jewelry, and we had baked goods. So anyway, I just want to thank everyone who contributed. That it was a big success. We also had our fundraiser Bunko, and we raised $320 for that. So we raised almost $1,000 in the month of May alone. And that's far more than we usually raise at our restaurant fundraisers. Usually we average $150 to $200 for our restaurant fundraiser. So we're not doing a major one in June, but Cassandra would like to, one of our other partners is the yogurt place, Heavenly Yogurt, and she would like to do a fundraiser. They have offered to do a fundraiser. So I think in July, we'll do Heavenly Yogurt. And so everyone go there and they'll give you a percentage back to the village. I just wanted to reiterate, June 6th, this coming Friday is the walking. Kathy, Jenny, Van, and I will be walking along with Delise Konensbach, is back from France, and she's going to be joining us as well. Please, if you love to walk, we aim for about 2 miles, but if you can walk a mile, it's at Lake Miramar. We meet at 8 o'clock at the clubhouse and we'll form carpools. So, and if you want to walk 5 miles, you can walk all the way around the lake as 5 miles. So you do your pace, but we'll carpool and bring a snack and we'll have some water and a snack afterwards. So it should be fun. Membership. We have our new member brunch on June 24th. It's all been in the vibes. It's online. You don't have to memorize the dates right now, but it's going to be a brunch at the clubhouse for any member who has joined since January of 24. So if you joined in the year of 24 or any part of this year, we'd like to welcome you to come to a new member brunch. This is so that we get to know you a little better. And I don't see any of those new members here. This is why we're doing it. We want to get them involved in something. But no, honestly, we do have a lot of new members who have jumped right in and have been active and so forth. But anyway, so that's coming up. Also, we have an informational happy hour for prospective members, and that's going to be June 18th. So if you know any friends or family who would like to join the village, please invite them to come to our prospective member happy hour. In May, we had 6 prospective members, and one of them is right here now, Anne Marie Jewell. Raise your hand. And she has come. She came to the happy hour. She came to the This Is Your Life 4.0. She's been coming to the balance or yoga class, and now she's at the meeting. So I think she's going to be a very happy prospective member, we hope. Okay. Also, I wanted to talk to you. You probably read in the vibes, but I wanted to talk to you about a new membership policy that the board has adopted. And this has been something we have been discussing with the board for probably more than 6 months, 6 months or more. We even had an ad hoc committee who studied the criteria for allowing people to join the village and become members who do not live in Tierra Sana. And if you read the vibes, you know there are very strict criteria that we are going to adhere to. We are in no way, absolutely no way, going to advertise or market outside of Tierra Sana for members. But if you have a family member or a close friend who would like to join the village, and many of us do, many of us have friends who have said, oh, I wish we had one of these in Rancho Penasquitos. I wish, I have a friend that lives in Scripps Ranch. She's just waiting to join our village. She would love the exercise classes. She loves the idea of a taco party and getting together and the idea of our companionship and camaraderie. Just going to lunch bunch or going to Snap. Those appeal to a lot of our friends and family members, sisters, brothers, parents who live outside of Tierra Sana. So if you would like to refer someone to come to one of our prospective member happy hours, or talk to Cassandra, talk to me about the village, we would welcome them to be considered as a member. And again, it's only if they are referred by an active member who will make sure that they become active and volunteer for our village. And I want to keep that in mind because we've had a lot of concerns about opening the membership to non-residents. And one of those concerns was, are we going to start getting 50 people from all over San Diego coming? Our founder, Candy Walsh, was on that ad hoc committee, and we set up certain guidelines and presented them to the board, and the board adopted them. So I just want you to know this has been 6 months in the making. We have mulled it over, talked about it, and this is what it's going to be for now. We'll give it a chance. The board said we'll try it for a couple months and see how it works. The article, I wrote an article that was in the vibes, so I know you all can read the vibes. But again, their dues would be the same. There's not going to be an out of Tierra Sana dues structure. It's the same. And they have all the benefits. They can come to our exercise classes. They can come to taco party and so forth. The only thing is there may be some services that they may not be able to take part of. For example, Time Bank. You might not get someone from Tierra Sana who wants to go to Mission Valley and drive someone to a doctor's appointment. But if you have someone on the care committee who's willing to take over a meal to someone that lives in Mission Valley, then we can provide that. So those kinds of services aren't necessarily guaranteed. So that's my membership announcement. So I hope you all, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me or Cassandra when she gets back, or any board member. Okay, my next part is my volunteer of the month. And this volunteer, I will tell you his name, is Dick Benton. And Dick has been a long-time volunteer for us. He was a member of the IT team. He still does electrical help and technical help through the time bank if you need help in your home. He drives people to medical appointments. He repairs lamps and electrical things. He does technological help. For example, the morning we got to the craft fair to set up our booth, we got there at 7:30. Who was there already but Dick to help us set up the tent and get the tables all in place, the chairs and everything. He volunteers for things like that. The other day I was at the clubhouse. I saw Dick walk in and he's loaded down what I think it was water bottles he was taking somewhere. I mean, he does things like that. He's just Johnny on the spot when you need help with general help. He also volunteers a lot outside of our village. I think you still volunteer at JFS, and he also does reading with school children, right? Yes. So he volunteers outside of our village. He's just a general, wonderful, wonderful volunteer. He and his wife, Luann, are both great members. So Dick, I want to give you your gift card, and thank you so much. It is so well deserved. Can I make just two other really, really quick announcements? I know. Just to let you know that a small group of us are organizing a trip on the date with day trippers to go see The Night the Music Died in LA. And it's a story of Richie Valens, Buddy Holly, and Big Booper. And it's on day trippers on the bus, or Big Bopper. The Night the Music Died. And you're welcome to join us. It's not an official village activity. Cassandra did not put it on the website to sign up, but you could see me or Barbara Lester. I think Bradlin is going, and is Sally going too? Okay, so there's 4 of us right now. So talk to any of us about it. We'd love to have a group. And anyway, it's with the day trippers. I don't know the date. It's
16th July. It's about $196.
Yeah, it's $198. 16th, July 16th. Yeah. And at any rate, it should be fun. And those of us that did the trip to Hamilton had a great time. So yeah, and it includes a gourmet lunch. They're calling it a gourmet lunch. I don't know. But then the other thing I wanted to let you know, it's another volunteer opportunity with our intergenerational group. And they would like us to have some volunteers to go and read to children at the University of San Diego Daycare Center. These are the children who are preschool, and they are of the employees of the university and students of the university. It's their daycare center. And once a year, they ask seniors to come in and read to these children. A group of us did this 2 years ago, and it was so worthwhile. Especially, I think Rhoda really enjoyed it. So, and those of us that our grandchildren are getting to be teenagers and adults, we really appreciate working with those little ones. It's, okay. Where did I put it? It's in, do you have, July 11? I'm sorry, Friday, July 11. Okay. So anyway, just 2 quick announcements there. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Pardon? Oh, yes, we have our birthdays. We only have two vocals here today. So we're counting on you to sing.
Yes.
Okay, and we don't have the funny hats because Lori's on vacation this week, so she supplies the hats. Okay, so I will announce the birthdays first of all. We have Tony McKay, who is 92. Yeah. We have twin birthdays, Jeanette Velasquez and Linda Uhas on June 7th. Eileen Faithful. We have another set of twins, Wida Roz and Linda Bird on June 16th. And we have Carmela. She's going to be singing happy birthday to herself on June 19th. And Tom Patsios is the 20th. John Todd, is he up there? Mary and John are there. Yeah, John Todd, happy birthday. Okay, his is June 23rd. We have another set of birthday twins on June 26th, Dave Milliken and Noni Neal. Another set of birthday twins. Oh, they're both here. Alan PK on June 28th. Birthday twins.
Birthday, I'm 95.
Okay, Alan's 95. So he said Tony has to say sir to him. Tony's 92. Alan's, I won't ask you how old you are, PK. Can you beat 95? No. Okay. So anyway, we'll start. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear villagers. Happy birthday to you. But many more. Okay, thank you all. Okay.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
There you go.
And we've all been waiting to hear the wise words of our newly elected president. Jenny, come on, Jenny. I can. I get to be last. This is so fun. Who's eating dinner a few minutes ago? All right, moving along here. So, as your president of the board of directors, I do want to keep you updated on anything the board is doing, any decisions we make, anything we vote on the monthly meetings. So that's primarily what these reports will be about, is to keep you in the know. If you read my message that I wrote for this year's newsletter, month's newsletter, you know that there was a consensus among the board members that we need to hire a part-time coordinator in order to handle the member services initiative that we have going right now. With Cassandra's connection to other villages, we are currently researching what established villages are doing in order to handle the services provided for the members. There's a lot to consider when you're dealing with finding volunteers that are not only inside our village, but also outside our village. Especially when we want to first start with the transportation need. That seems to be the most important right now. There's member requests that you have to deal with, then the fulfillment of these requests, and they all have to be done through Club Express. And this would be the job of this, to coordinate all of that, would be the job of this part-time staff person. As we research all what other villages are doing and all that it entails in order to carry this out, we're going to just constantly keep you informed. And it's going to be really important that you read your emails, the newsletters, and come to us if you have any questions or concerns, because we are in this together. It's just not the board making this decision. We've decided to do this because it was the consensus of the membership that we need to move forward, because we already have seen a need for transportation, and it's only going to get more and more. There's going to be more and more of need of not only transportation, but friendly visits. And if we can do that, it'd be wonderful, but it's going to take a lot of coordination. So we will be hiring someone. Cassandra and Ken, I think, are working on the application for that and the job description for that. She needs to really take into consideration what she can handle and what she needs to have help with. And so she'll be working on that when she returns from her vacation. Another thing we talked about, which might be a surprise to some of you, is, I'll give you a clue. I made 3 of these posters to put out at the resource fair. At the top of the sheet, it says, Terrasana Village is not a building or a place where we live. And then I went on to tell all the wonderful things we do. But it's come to our realization that people still think, no matter what happens through social media, Cassandra's really tried to market the village and explain what we are. When she was out delivering all the prizes that we got for the resource fair, the raffle prizes, one lady said to her, you know, this sounds so good. I would like to join the village, but I want to live in my house. I don't want to move. So it's really clear that perhaps what we need to take into consideration is to change our name. I know, hang on. There are 50 villages in California and over 300 in the National Village to Village Network, and they all have different names. The majority of them do still have the word village in it, but there's a lot that don't. And so our challenge is to come up and start thinking what could be a name that has Terrasana in it, but doesn't have the word village. Because it's not a place that we live, it's our group together.
I can't have the name Juniper Cerro.
So I looked at some of the names and I plugged in Terrasana instead of their village. So here's a couple that I read. At Home in Terrasana, Aging Together in Terrasana, Caring Connections in Terrasana, Terrasana 50 Plus. I don't know, there's just, the entire membership will be voting on this. This isn't anything that we're going to decide on. We're going to gather some names, some possibilities, but we want you to start thinking and stay tuned. And we'll see if we can come up with something that everybody's happy with that doesn't have the word village in it. Yes, Rhoda.
Jenny, I think you ought to make it into a contest.
Ooh, yeah? Whoever, fundraiser.
Whoever is the winning contribution name, the first one, because I'm sure you'll get more than one of the same, would receive some recognition in some way, shape, or form.
Ooh. Okay. Start thinking. All right. Lastly, I want to share with you this award of appreciation from Joel Anderson, County Supervisor. This was given to Ken and he handed to me to read to you. So it says, Terrasana Village, in a special recognition and sincere appreciation of your enthusiasm and creativity in helping to create a fun and festive atmosphere through your participation in the 37th Annual Patriots Day Parade. Thank you for your dedication and commitment to making our community celebration a success. Supervisor Joel Anderson for the 2nd District. Which was nice. And I want to personally thank the few of us that walked in the parade. It was really fun. And thanks to Cassandra, we had pom-poms and bubbles and candy. And those items, plus the dogs, and plus Ann Hoffman's scooter, were really crowd pleasers. If you could have just seen Ann and she was cruising in that scooter 50 miles an hour around the streets, and everybody was just going, whoa. So it was really a fun morning, and I would really like to see next year more people show up for it. It's a very short walk, and it's fun. The kids loved the bubbles, they loved the pump, they loved the dogs. It was a big hit. So I'm just so thankful for all the volunteers on all of the committees. And I know that I'm going to enjoy this presidency because of all the help that I'm going to get. So I will repeat that we are in this together several times. We are.
And looking for a volunteer to take over the photography for the parade. I've done it 14 years in a row. Anyone who would like to take over photography in the parade, I've done it 14 years in a row, so.
That's right.
It's time.
I don't know what we would do without Mike and his camera, you know? He has from, I don't know how long. How long have you been doing our photos? How many?
15 years.
There you go. I mean, I have seen me so much younger. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Mike. Right now, we need to hear from Linda. Linda Reese. Do you want the mic? Yes, you.
Hi,
It's on. It's on.
it's on and you can hear me. There you
Yes.
can. Okay, as you can see, she put, the place that we're going tonight is Round Table. And real quick, I've already told you about Round Table, what, every month or every other month or every third month. I stopped in there again and you're gonna crack up because now there are TVs in both rooms up on the wall, just like at Keg and Bottle. But they promised they would not be on when we were there. I also discovered it was pretty cool in there, so they do have some heat that they can turn on if you arrive and it's a little cold. They put 2 or 3 long tables in that on the room on the right. And I think the last time we were there, we had 10, 12 more people. So join us. It's lots of fun, lots of fun to visit with our villagers and something good to eat. Thanks.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Okay, it's now time for other announcements and remarks. I'll be first. I want to mention something that we have seen passed around, but Carol Lee and Labrador Rescuers. How many of you read about it? Okay, do I need to talk about it? No? If you want to rescue a Labrador, see me, and I'll tell you all about it. Anybody else have, did you want to talk? Well, we have just a couple minutes if you want to just mention it.
It's HT Linky here. I don't see. Where are you? Okay, I'm going to do a commercial for you. Okay. Earlier they're talking about needing to do more thing for men. Well, we men want women to do more for us. And that is, we're still looking for women golfers. In fact, any golfers. And you don't have to be too good. He's one of the guys who knows what he's doing, and the rest of us are just having fun. So, okay. And then Greg, actually, thank you very much. Having been a user of the caregiving industry, it's an important industry. And one of the things I've found is it's best to deal with someone who you can get a hold of the owner of the company and you can talk to the owner, because very often you're talking to staff people who are doing the best they can, but they don't have any real authority. And so in this case, there's somebody we know. So I want to thank you for what you do, because it's important and it's very helpful. So, and I just want to say that we've got almost 100 acceptances for Jane's celebration of life, and from friends and village of people. But because of problems we've had sending out the invitation, some of you may have can't delete it and so forth. There's some extra invitations there. So if you still haven't had a chance to sign up, just go to my daughter's website, which is there, not her email, and just sign up for it. And they're out on the table. So thank you very much. And I apologize if I was too hard.
Any other remarks? Yes, Jenny.
Well, I was talking to Claire and she mentioned that I know some of you who have prescriptions and stuff at Rite Aid and have to switch over to someplace else, that she's had really good experience with Walmart, and they deliver. So.
Oh.
Flyers on the table.
And you know that Rite Aid is going to be closing.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other remarks? We're out of business. It's adjourned. Thank you all for coming.